Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And as you can probably tell by my voice, yeah, let's just say that I got pretty ill the last few days, and I was going to record this video earlier and get this up a lot earlier than it's currently going up, but a lot of stuff happened and I had to delay this video and delay it because, well, basically I got pretty ill. I lost a lot of energy to actually create and, edit a video and upload and stuff like that. But good news is I'm back-ish on form. Good enough to actually pull out a camera and tripod and film a video, which is pretty good. So I wanted to basically do this whole video where I did an in-detailed, honest, well, brutally honest review of the brand new Doctor Who episode, The Star Beast. Now, a lot of people have already covered this, but probably not to the brutally honest and, I suppose, extent that I'm going to cover it. Because, well, I've actually watched a few of the reviews that are already out here. I know all of the contrasting opinions, and I'm going to be super honest and real in this video about my opinions on this and this entire episode as a whole. So, basically, yeah, The Star Beast. Now, this is the big comeback episode for the 60th anniversary, featuring David Tennant as the 14th Doctor and Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Now, I was very, very excited when they announced the return of these two amazing actors, and obviously the return of the wonderful Russell T Davies coming back to actually write the Doctor Who episodes, which I'm actually very, very happy and excited about. So yeah, this episode was a very, very mixed opinion. I feel like a lot of people either loved it or they absolutely hated it. And I'm going to go over all of the reasons in this video. But before I go ahead and do that, hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. And the only way that we're actually going to go ahead and achieve that is if you guys help us out by hitting that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest videos and stuff like that. Hopefully I should be seeing Wild Blue Yonder on Saturday, and I should be getting that review up a lot earlier than this one was up. So yeah, subscribe so you don't miss out on that review and all that good stuff. So back into the episode, The Star Beast. Now, this was a comic book. Well, originally it was a comic book sort of adapted into an on-screen episode, and I think that was actually portrayed in a really, really cool and very awesome way. I actually really, really liked this episode as a whole, and you can probably tell that this is probably going to be quite a positive review, but I will obviously address all of the negative points and all that kind of stuff in this video too. So yeah, so basically I'm going to go over all of the characters, well, the main characters in this, and basically say about what I thought about them. So, first of all, the Doctor, played by David Tennant. I genuinely think David Tennant did an amazing job with this episode. I think he did a great job portraying the 14th Doctor in a slightly different way to the 10th Doctor. This definitely feels different to the 10th Doctor, but you still have the element of 10th Doctor there. You do also have a couple of little elements from, Whittaker, and, a couple of little things from Matt Smith too, and, even Capaldi as well. So, you've got all these different elements in there which make up the 14th Doctor, and I think this is really, really cool. I genuinely like how he portrayed this character, and I think he did a great, great job. Now, the next character which I'm going to be talking about is Catherine Tate's portrayal of Donna Noble. Now, I think this is by far the cherry on the top of the cake, which is the Star Beast. Catherine Tate did an amazing job at portraying Donna Noble. I think she absolutely smashed the performance and was the highlight of this episode. Personally, I think the humour in this episode is so on par with the humour that Catherine Tate brought to Series 4. I also think, well, some of it, got me actually laughing which is pretty insane. I've not laughed at TV for quite a while, so this is actually very, very good, you know, like, it was humour, and it was humour that worked very, very well as well, so, perfect portrayal of Donna Noble by Catherine Tate. Now, obviously, I'll go over a couple of the, you know, smaller characters now, so we got, like, Sylvia Noble, and then we have Shaun Temple Noble? Or Noble Temple? I don't know. Shaun as well. So these are obviously Donna's mother and Donna's partner. So, just off the bat, I think both of them did a wonderful job at portraying their characters and fit into the story really, really well. And I personally really, really liked how they were on screen, and obviously they didn't get as much screen time as the main characters, but I genuinely think they helped to create a really, really cool dynamic within the Noble family, which I think is a really, really great thing. So then, that obviously leads us to the last hero character, I guess you could say. The last good character of this entire video, which is Rose Noble. Now, this is arguably the character that seems to have sparked a lot of the hate, funny enough, for this episode. And obviously, this is Doctor Who's first trans character. And I was very, very nervous coming into this, because I was genuinely thinking, you know, is Russell gonna hit this properly and, you know, tackle this in a right way? And, you know, obviously there's a lot of importance in, you know, keeping up with the modern world. And obviously, you know, that entire community is definitely playing a big part in the world today. So having a trans character in Doctor Who is definitely not a problem for me. And my sort of main areas of possible concern was whether they were going to just over-egg the entire thing, or whether they were going to actually tie it in with the story and, you know, make you know, Rose a really, really good character. And thankfully, Russell absolutely hit the nail on the head with this. I don't think that it was too forced. I don't think it was too preachy. A lot of people have been saying that it's been preachy and stuff, but again, I feel like they would just have a problem with a trans character in Doctor Who in general. I came into this with a pretty open mind with this. It could go on one of two ways for me. But I think Russell really, really handled the writing of this well, and also Yasmin Finney also did a great job of portraying Rose as well, which I think is absolutely amazing. And there was definitely some moments which you could definitely tell that it was a little bit, like, you could definitely tell where they're coming from, but it was then perfectly tied into the story. And I will actually go over some of them moments in a little bit. But yeah, Rose as a character, I absolutely love this character, and I definitely would love to see more of her character throughout the 60th anniversary, because I think she'll definitely tie in more or less into the third special with the giggle, instead of Wild Blue Yonder, which we're going to be reviewing next week. Or in a few days, actually. But yeah, overall, really, really good character. Now let's get on to the actual villains, or the villains, or supposed villains of this entire episode. So, first of all, we're going to have a look at Beep the Meep. Now, this is a character that I had never actually heard of before. I've never actually read the comics, but coming into this, I think absolutely amazing character. The CGI, the puppets used were absolutely perfect, and the voice by Miriam Margolyes was amazing too. I just absolutely loved that they... everything was basically perfect about Beep the Meep. Going on also to the Wraith Warriors, or the Wrath Warriors, which I've now learnt that they're actually called, correcting myself. The Wrath Warriors were also really, really cool too. Obviously, they were the latter of the two villains, I suppose you could say. But I really, really liked the parts that they played in it, and, you know, they did a great job too. I also liked the fact that Unit came back too, and, you know, well, what's an anniversary special without Unit? Obviously. There is also a little bit that I'm going to be talking about in the Unit sort of section whilst we're on that topic too. We also have a new character to the Doctor Who universe, who is a wheelchaired, disabled character, and I think that she was definitely portrayed very, very well, and also wasn't too over the top too. I mean, she played a really, really good sort of space in the story, and she was a good, you know, she was vital to the plot line as well. Like, she definitely helped the Doctor and the Doctor and the Nobles get out of some situations and stuff, especially with them really, really cool rockets which are in the wheelchair too. I think that's a pretty cool idea, and almost like a bit of like a James Bond-esque idea. I don't know. Cool gadgets, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, let's go over onto the main story plot points and all that kind of stuff, or any additional things I have to add. Now, overall, I think the visual effects, the visual effects were amazing. I genuinely loved how the visual effects looked in this. CGI and practical effects were amazing in this episode, and probably the best I've ever seen on Doctor Who by a mile. And it's absolutely amazing to see Doctor Who with this huge budget and the ability to do all this kind of stuff. Next point I want to say is the theme tune. Now, although the theme tune is a little bit short on my side, I genuinely think that it actually looked insane. The graphics look amazing. I love the soundtrack by Mari Gold, and genuinely, absolutely love the theme tune. Amazing. And the visuals to that, again, they just feel so much bigger. There's so much scale to this whole thing, and I think it looks insane. Talking of bigger as well, we also have our new TARDIS. The new TARDIS looks insane. It's probably one of my favourite TARDIS designs of all time. It's just huge. The different colours, the lighting options and stuff like that is insane. It is just a shame that it had to be blown up literally 20 to 30 seconds after it was revealed. Russell. Anyway, that is basically my whole overview of the TARDIS. Now, the next part I want to actually talk about is how they sort of integrated all of the, the new sort of trans character into Doctor Who, whilst also sort of showing a bit of, like, representation in Doctor Who, which I think is always very, very important. I think they've always done a good job of, like, showing representation for different characters in Doctor Who. For example, there was a deaf character in the Capaldi era, and they utilised her really, really well. And it was in the episode called Under the Lake and Before the Flood. And she was utilised really, really well. There's a scene where one of the ghosts from that episode is dragging an axe through the floor, and she almost uses her the vibrations coming through the floor from the axe to almost paint a mental image. I think that looked really, really cool. And they didn't fail to impress with the tie-ins from this episode. For example, they managed to tie in pronouns into it by using essentially the theory of pronouns to show what Beep the Meep identifies as, I guess. So the Doctor obviously asks Beep the Meep what he identifies as, a he, a she, or a they, and obviously I can't speak. He obviously replies with that he basically identifies as the Meep, which I think is really, really cool, and I think it's a good one to add into the first episode, but obviously it could get quite annoying if they just ask every single alien in Doctor Who their pronouns. Like, I could get how that could get quite repetitive, and quite irritating, I guess, just the almost repetition of that. But I think it works really, really well of where they actually put it in this episode, and using it with Beep the Meep as a character is just really, really great. And then obviously the line where the Doctor almost relates that to himself, saying, well, he basically goes as the Doctor, is another great way to tie it in to the episode and not just have it as this thing that is there to represent the trans community. So, really, really good job with Russell to do that. And then the second part, which I would like to highlight, is the whole binary explanation, which I think was handled very, very well. Obviously, you've got, Catherine Tate and David saying binary, and then you've got Yasmin Finney as the trans character saying non-binary. And I think this obviously ties it into the episode, and it also does a good job of explaining how Donna's brains aren't going to be exploding all over the TARDIS in the near future, which is pretty cool. And, I mean, the TARDIS has already exploded, so you don't need Catherine Tate's brains all over it too. Yeah. But yeah, I think that was handled overall quite well, and it wasn't too blatantly obvious. Well, I mean, it was obvious what they were trying to do, but it was somewhat subtle, which is... it makes it feel more normal and not just, like, out of the ordinary as well, which is pretty cool, and it's definitely something that I think is very, very good that they've added into Doctor Who in a way that was actually ultimately quite well done. So yeah, that's basically it for this review of the new Doctor Who episode, The Star Beast. That is, yeah, essentially the entire review. So that is my thoughts on the episode. Let me know your thoughts on the episode down in the comments down below. Also, smash a like on this video, and I will basically do a whole review of Wild Blue Yonder very, very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hopefully I won't be as ill in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.